As the party falls into a fitful sleep, they each of them receive a dream. Percival's dream. The first thing you hear is the sound of distant drums, which seem to bring you back to the view of the ancient city, as you saw it in the Temple of Severus, hanging above a waterfall and looking down on the city. As before, your attention is drawn to the circular complex below, and as you look, the view shifts, drawing you down into the streets of the city outside the circular wall. But as you descend, the city buildings change, and instead of landing in the vine-covered streets of the ancient city, you find yourself in a familiar street, the one on which you grew up with your mother. And as you turn, you see her standing in the street before you, embracing a shadowy stranger. As the two break apart, you see your mother's face shining with happiness, younger than you have ever seen her. And she looks down at something around her neck, a little golden locket, the very one, it seems, that you have around yours in the present. Opening the locket, you see her portrait in it, and her smile widens. Yet behind her you can see the shadowy figure turns and walks away, disappearing with a faint blue glow. Your attention back on your mother, she sits down as the scene changes around you, sinking into a chair that materializes from the mist, and she changes with the scenery. Her stomach expands before your eyes, and her face, while still smiling at the locket, becomes a little more strained, especially when she looks up from the locket towards a door. Her face seems full of hope, almost expectant, but the door doesn't open. Disappointment flits across your mother's face as she looks down, but yet again the scene has changed around you. Your mother is no longer pregnant, and now sits at the side of a bed in which you see yourself, young and bright-eyed, as your mother tells you a tale of your father and his heroics in far-off lands. With a start, though, all three of you seem to sense the presence of another figure standing in the far corner. But as you all turn to look, there is no one stood there, though you are sure for a second you see that faint blue glow in the corner again. Looking back towards the scene, you find your mother older and more tired-looking, coming up to you and taking off her locket, pressing it into your hand with warmth and affection in her eyes as she looks up at you. The room and your mother begin to fade from view, but something is wrong with your mother's eyes. The warmth with them is being replaced with malice, hardening and changing the colour to a deep blood red, which seems to glow. And as the rest of your view fades to black, those hate-filled red eyes stare back at you, full of that malice that sends shivers down your spine.